What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cam Show, NFL Week 10. Shout out to my Indianapolis Colts. They're making some big improvements. Head coach Jeff Saturday. I think this is huge for the Indianapolis Colts organization. I do see Jeff Saturday being really successful. He won a Super Bowl with the Indianapolis Colts. He played with Payne for 10 plus years. I mean, what more could you say? I mean, this guy understands football. His IQ of the game is great. So I think all the Indianapolis Colts fans around the world, they should be really excited about Jeff Saturday. I think this is a new beginning, and I think he really will be successful. And I think Jeff Saturday really has that last really 8 games of the season, and he does well. I think they should sign Jeff Saturday. Why not, dude? He's an ex-player. He understands the game, and I think it's great, dude. I really do. But on the flip side, we have to understand that the Colts, they're still banged up. Shaquille Leonard, he's out for that. The star linebacker, he's out. I just think looking at the Colts statistically, it's not that good. You know, we just don't have the ammunition right now. We don't have the quarterback. Sam Ehlinger, I don't think he's the guy. I mean, this year he has over 300 yards passing with a 1 interception. Like, dude, I just don't see that. I mean, yes, he's an okay quarterback, but I'm talking about a franchise quarterback that the Indianapolis Colts need, dude, and trust. That's what they need. So I think what they're doing right now, it's a first step. It absolutely is. And I think it starts with Jeff Saturday. He's a leader. He knows what's at stake. Now, I'm going to go Colts. I think the Colts are going to upset the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are 4.5-point favorites right now, which is crazy to me. And they have less wins than the Colts. You know, but they're in Las Vegas. I get all that, but I just think what the Colts do with Jeff Saturday, I think this is a huge game. It really is. Jeff Saturday doesn't have that much coaching experience, and we can sit up here and say, oh, this is a terrible decision by the Indianapolis Colts. I think this is a way better decision than to keep Frank, dude. Absolutely. So I think Jeff Saturday, this is huge. But, you know, on the flip side, the Raiders, the X factor for the Raiders is definitely Devontae Adams. 658 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. I mean, how can you defend Devontae Adams? It's going to be tough. But I think, you know, Josh Jacobs, we got to stop that run game. He's got 6 touchdowns this year. Derek Carr, 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So I think looking at it overall, I think the Colts, man, we have to understand we got to put pressure on Derek Carr. We got to have him make mistakes. So I think that's what they're going to do, and I think the Colts are going to win by a game-winning field goal. So I think the Colts are going to get their dub with the new head coach, Jeff Saturday. I cannot wait. Take off, Colts. Let's freaking go. And then we got Seattle Seahawks versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 2.5-point favorites. This game's in Germany. Look, I'm going Tampa Bay all day here. I think Tom Brady right now, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. If they win this game, they're sitting at 5-5 going into their bye week. In Tampa Bay, they can really reevaluate things and say, hey, this is what we're doing wrong. This is what we need to correct. This X's and O's. But I think looking at it style-wise is like, look, you know, for Tampa Bay, the way they started, it looked like they were going to miss the playoffs. So I think if they're sitting at 5-5 going in the bye week, that's huge. That's huge for Tampa Bay, and they can really start to get in the win column and really get in. And I think they're going to be there. Absolutely. They got the GOAT, dude. You know, I don't care what's going on outside of the field, whatever, all that stuff. To me, it doesn't matter. We're talking about the GOAT, and I think the GOAT, Tom Brady, understands what's at stake, what it cost him. You know, what it cost him to come back for the season, you know? Like, you know, a lot of stuff on the side, but regardless, Tom Brady's the GOAT, dude. He's going to rise to expectations. Whatever's going on outside of football, he's going to really block that out and say, look, this right here, this is what I play for. This is what I live for, dude. I'm the GOAT. I have 7 Super Bowl championships for a reason. There is a reason for that. So Tampa Bay's going to win this game. I think Mike Evans is going to have a good game. He's got 3 touchdowns this year, 617 yards receiving. To whereas Geno Smith, he's been balling out, dude. And I think he's been probably the most consistent quarterback this year. Geno Smith, yes, 15 touchdowns, 4 picks. Kenneth Walker on my fantasy squad, he's come on late, dude. 7 touchdowns, 570 yards rushing. And then Tyler Lockett, 598 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. Seattle's legit. Absolutely. They have a great defense. And like I said, Geno Smith is playing great. My thing is with Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, you guys are only averaging 18 points a game. This is the game in Germany to really show out. I want to see Tampa Bay Buccaneers scoring the 30-plus range right now. I want to see him clicking on all cylinders. I want to see Mike Evans catching everything. I want to see Leonard Fournette getting there. I want to see all that. So I think I got Tampa Bay in a close one. I could see them winning by less than a field goal or field goal or like 6 points, somewhere around there. But the spread right now is 2.5, so you got to take it. I like Tampa Bay in Germany. 44.5 is the over/under. That's a little tricky. I probably lean more towards the under on that, but like I said, I think Tom Brady, this is the game right here. This is Tom Brady's game to really break out. His best game this year is really not saying too much, right? But it's the best game this year going into the bye week 5-5. I think they can really do that. So I like Tampa Bay over Seattle in a tight one, but I like Tampa Bay. And then we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 3-point favorites, which is kind of silly because Josh Allen is questionable with that elbow injury that he used to have, back in his rookie season. So I think what the Buffalo Bills should do, if they're thinking long-term, even this year, they should sit Josh Allen, because if he gets hurt against Minnesota and hurts his elbow even more, then what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going to happen next? You just can't do that. So I think they need to look more towards the end of the season into the playoffs because we know the Bills will get in the playoffs. They got stars, Stephon Diggs, 857 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. What a crazy steal this was. Stephon Diggs used to play on Minnesota. They ended up trading him to the Buffalo Bills for a first-round draft pick, which the Minnesota Vikings got Justin Jefferson with 867 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. It's crazy. Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs, top receivers in the league. I'd put them in the top 5. Absolutely, dude. So, these guys are ballers. It's crazy how that happened, right? Stephon Diggs to Buffalo, then Justin Jefferson to Minnesota. Huge trade on both teams. I think both teams got the W on that one, absolutely. Now, Minnesota, right now, the way Minnesota's playing, I got to go Minnesota, right? I just think with Josh Allen's injury, that is a big question mark for me. So I'm going to go Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, 13 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. Kirk Cousins really been steady. My thing is with Kirk Cousins is I want to see him win playoff games after playoff games. I want to see him go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. If you guys really love Kirk Cousins, well, take me to that next level. You know what I'm saying? He's a great regular season quarterback. I want to see what he's like in the playoffs before I jump on his bandwagon. Dalvin Cook, over 600 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. It's just Minnesota, man, they're clicking right now. That's why I'm going to go Minnesota. And another thing is Josh Allen's questionable. I just think if the Buffalo Bills are smart, you should sit him this game, dude. This isn't a playoff game. Josh Allen should sit, dude. Rest that elbow, dude, till it's 100%. I'm telling you what right now. That's what they should do. 42.5 is the over-under. I'd probably go with the over. I really would because I think Minnesota's going to score a lot. Same thing with Buffalo. But I like Minnesota in a close one because of that Josh Allen injury, which is kind of concerning me. But I like Minnesota Vikings with the upset here. And then we got the Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears are 2.5-point favorites. Justin Fields, 10 touchdowns, 6 picks, over 600 yards rushing and 4 rushing touchdowns. I think for the Bears, man, it really relies on him in the defense. I think the Bears secondary's been suspect this year, and I think the Bears have lost many games where it's just like, man, that's typical Bears that we've seen in the past couple decades, dude. It's just typical Chicago Bears stuff. Mental mistakes, doing this and doing that. I just think, man, with the Lions, Jared Goff, 14 touchdowns, 7 picks. Jamal Williams, 545 yards and 8 touchdowns, 545 yards rushing. So I think, they get that run game going. But who am I going to go with, man? Obviously, the Bears are favorite at home with Justin Fields. But you know what? I'm going to go Lions again, dude. Back-to-back weeks. I like Detroit Lions. I think Jared Goff's going to have a great game in Chicago where it's going to be cold. So, I can't wait for this game. 48.5 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the under. The over-unders are so tough. They really are this year in the NFL. It's a tough bet. So I would advise you just to stick into the spreads or the underdogs or money lines because betting on the over-under, it's tough, dude. It's hard. Even some of the experts, they struggle with that. They really do. But I like the Detroit Lions with the upset over the Chicago Bears. And then we got the Denver Broncos versus the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's 2.5-point favorites. Ryan Tannehill's questionable right now with that ankle injury. I hope he does play. If Ryan Tannehill plays, I'm going Tennessee at home against Denver. I just think Denver this year, really inconsistent. And I'm looking at Russell Wilson and saying, what is wrong with him, dude? Like, straight up, I don't know what it is, but Russell Wilson does not look the same. He really doesn't. I mean, he's got 6 touchdowns and 4 picks this year. Like, it's just kind of sloppy. But I think the X factor in this game is definitely Derrick Henry. I mean, the best running back in the league for 870 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns. I think Tennessee wins this game by running the ball, utilizing that play action, and really throwing it with Ryan Tannehill. So I'm going to go Tennessee at home. 39 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the over. I think Derrick Henry's going to run the ball at will. Hopefully he gets me 40-plus points in fantasy this weekend. I need it really bad. But for Denver, it's just like there's no flow. There's no flow in offensively. It's just Russell Wilson doesn't even want to scramble sometimes. And I'm thinking, what is he doing, dude? Like, Russell, please wake up, dude. I don't know what it is. Hopefully this is a wake-up call game for Russell Wilson and say, hey, I am Russell Wilson. I am a Super Bowl winning quarterback, okay? Like, what the heck, dude? Like, I don't know what it is, but I like the Tennessee Titans in a close one. I like Derrick Henry to rush for over 100 yards and a couple touchdowns, so I like the Tennessee Titans with the dub. And then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City, 9.5-point favorites. Obviously, that spread's a little tough for me. Probably money line's a safer bet, but I like Kansas City at home with Patrick Mahomes, 21 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. His favorite target, his boy, Travis Kelce, 659 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. I expect Kelce to have a good game as well. And really, imagine if they had Tyreek Hill still. If Kansas City, I think they'd be 8-0 right now. Same thing with Philly. I really do. I truly believe that. But the Jags, I mean, they're starting to catch on late. Trevor Lawrence, 11 touchdowns, 6 picks. Travis, their running back, Entity Jr., 680 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Both out of Clemson, so they know each other. They're a good duo. But I think Jacksonville, it's a slow start, but I think they're looking more towards the future next season and all that, which I understand the NFL's a win now, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will continue to get better with Trevor Lawrence and Travis, and really, Christian Kirk, 5 touchdowns, 574 yards receiving. I think Jacksonville will come around eventually. They will make the playoffs, probably not this year, but next year and years to come. And really, I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I think he can take them to new heights. I really do. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But I like Kansas City at home. 51 is the over-under. I'll probably go more towards the over because, you're in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes puts up big numbers, even though it does seem like a lot. But I like Kansas City at home. Patrick Mahomes, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So I like Kansas City with that dub. And then we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins. Miami's 3.5-point favorites. 2 of 15 touchdowns, 3 picks. His boy Tyreek Hill, 1,104 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Tyreek is a baller, dude. I mean, I actually, to guard one-on-one, he's the hardest guy of any position right now. No one can guard Tyreek Hill one-on-one, dude, in the open field. Like, can you tackle him in the open field one-on-one? No. He's too quick, and he's gone. He'll put you on skates, and that's it. So, at home, I like Miami 3.5. I'll take that. I'll even give you 6 points. Even though the Browns are playing well with Nick Chubb, 841 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns. Amari Cooper had a good game, 553 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. But, for Amari Cooper. But I think Amari Cooper, yes, he had some key drops about a month ago in a game where I saw, and I'm just like, man, that's not Amari Cooper-like, but he's really caught on lately. So I think the Browns are going to be in this game, absolutely. With Jacoby at quarterback, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. And we will expect to see Deshaun Watson come back week 11, right? That's going to be interesting to see how the NFL handles this, how the fans and everything, what's going on with Deshaun Watson and all that. I don't know the details. I wasn't there with all that other shit was going on. I'll leave that on the other side of the plate and let the legal teams do with that shit. I call his lawyer. I don't know. But I like Miami with the dub. 49 is the over-under. That's a tricky one, but I like Miami at home with Tua and Tyreek Hill, man, all day. So I like Miami Dolphins to beat the Cleveland Browns, but I think this game is going to be super, super close, closer than what we expect. And then we got the Houston Texans versus the New York Giants. Giants are 4.5-point favorites, which, it typically, Giants are 6-2 right now, which is kind of crazy to me to think, how are they 6-2? And it starts with their defense and their pass rush. And Daniel Jones, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. But the X factor offensively is Saquon Barkley, 779 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. I mean, Saquon, great running back, dude. Even though he battled an injury, I think it was last year or the year before. But Saquon, dude, he's still a baller, dude. He's still able to do the things that he used to do back in Penn State, dude. So I love Saquon, what the Giants have going. So for me, it makes sense to go Giants at 4.5. I mean, they're playing the Houston Texans. They're a decent squad. Got a good run game. I will give them that. With Dameon Pierce, 678 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. They got Brandon Cooks with 1 touchdown, over 300 yards receiving. But I just think, Davis Mills, he's a solid quarterback, but he's not really a future quarterback in the NFL. He's a starter now, but he won't be next year or the year to come, I don't think. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but I just don't see it. He's got 10 touchdowns, 8 picks this year. Texans really haven't been able to score a lot of points offensively, but I'm still going Giants, dude. I think Saquon Barkley's going to have a big game, and the way the Giants are playing at home defensively, it makes sense for me to go to the New York Giants. So I'm going New York Giants at 4.5 all day in this matchup over the Houston Texans. And then we got the New Orleans Saints versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Saints are 1.5-point favorites. But you know what? I'm going to go Pittsburgh at home. I think Kenny Pickett's going to have a good game finally, dude. He's got 8 picks this year and only 2 touchdowns. He's a rookie. I'll give him that. But I think T.J. Watt coming back, getting activated in the roster, I think that's huge for the Steelers. They need T.J. Watt badly, dude. The Steelers need him. Najee Harris, only 1 touchdown this year. Is he becoming the Trent Richardson 2.0? I don't know, dude. I really do not know. It really blows my mind to think this. How? How did he only have 1 touchdown this year, dude? Rushing touchdown. Really? I don't understand that, but, I still like Pittsburgh at home. I think this is going to be a close one. Andy Dalton, I just don't trust Andy Dalton, dude. Andy Dalton, dude, I can't believe he's still in the NFL. I really cannot believe it. Let me give a shout to Andy Dalton, man. Even though he's trash, I got to give him a shout out. And then you got Alvin Kamara, dude. He's a baller. 443 yards rushing this year. Looking at Saints, man, yes, they've won some games, but I just don't trust Andy Dalton. That's why I'm betting against the Saints, man. I really am. So I'm going Pittsburgh at home. I expect Kenny Pickett to have a good game, throwing more touchdowns than picks. Let's hope for the best. Take off Pittsburgh Steelers. 40 is the over-under. Probably lean more towards the under right now. But I like Pittsburgh Steelers at home over the New Orleans Saints in a close one. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers. This is a classic matchup. Cowboys are 4-point favorites. Look, I got to go Cowboys here. Even though they're in Lambeau Field, the way Green Bay's been playing, dude, and the way Aaron Rodgers has been playing, it's been terrible. 14 touchdowns, 7 picks this year for Aaron Rodgers. That's really bad for Aaron Rodgers. And where I messed up in my fantasy league was definitely drafting Aaron Rodgers. I thought he was going to have a good year this year, even though without his boy Devontae Adams, I thought for sure, Aaron Rodgers is a goon. He's great, right? No, dude, this year has been terrible for Aaron Rodgers. He looks like he's homeless. He looks like he lost his passion and love for the NFL. It looks like he's just ready for retirement, dude, and set off in the sunset and call it quits, dude, with 1 Super Bowl. It's just really, for all the talent Aaron Rodgers has in Green Bay, somebody prove something to me. I think Green Bay, this is a must-win game for you guys. If Green Bay loses this game, we can safely say they're done. They're out of the playoffs. That's it, dude. So I think this is a must-win game, and that's why I'm kind of skeptical about the Dallas Cowboys, where it's just dude, this isn't a must-win game for the Cowboys. Green Bay, they have to win this game, dude, or their season's done. It's over with. It really is, and really Aaron Rodgers has really one weapon offensively. Allen Lazard, 427 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. But on the flip side, you got the Cowboys, man, and Dak Prescott, last weekend against the Bears, he had 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Tony Pollard, really down back right now, and I think he's going to take Zeke's spot eventually. He was hungry last game against the Bears, but he's got over 500 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 556 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. I think the Cowboys are so skilled on both ends, dude. Parsons on defense, man. They have so many cats, man, where they're so talented, where the Cowboys really should be where Philly's at. They should be undefeated right now, how good they've been playing. But, I got to go Cowboys here. I think Dak Prescott's going to have a good game. I think Tony Pollard's going to get that run game going. And I think the Cowboys are going to put pressure, absolutely pressure on Aaron Rodgers. You have to. You cannot let Aaron Rodgers sit and pick you all day and have time. So I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is the X factor in this game. You got to put pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and that starts with Michael Parsons. So I cannot wait, man. I'm going Cowboys. I'll take the 4. Now, I've seen the Cowboys have some bloopers and really lose this game. I can see them, but you know what? I'm going Cowboys, dude. The way Green Bay's been playing, the way Aaron Rodgers' just attitude is, dude, it's terrible. So I'm going Dallas Cowboys over the Green Bay Packers. I'll do the 4-point spread. 44 is the over-under. Probably lean more towards the under right now, but I like the Cowboys at 4 all day. And then we got the Arizona Cardinals versus the LA Rams. The Rams are 3-point favorites. Look, the Rams, Matt Stafford, 8 touchdowns, 8 picks this year. Kind of salty right now. Kind of shaky, but, Cooper Kupp, the best receiver in the league, 813 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. I just think for the Rams, man, you got to win this game. I mean, you guys are below 500 right now. You guys just won the Super Bowl. Okay, you guys are done with the hangover right now. This is the time, dude. If you're Sean McVay, you got to come out and with some fire and some passion. You guys have a lot of talented players on LA. There's no reason why you guys should be 2 games below 500. That's ridiculous. Arizona, Kyler Murray, 12 touchdowns, 6 picks this year, 359 yards rushing. DeAndre Hopkins, his boy, almost 300 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to be on the same page, but I don't see Arizona winning. You're in LA. LA needs to win this game, dude. Both teams need to win. Absolutely. Same thing with Arizona, below 500. But I think Matt Stafford, this is the game to have a good game. This is the game that you guys need to win. So I'm going the Rams at home. I'll take the 3 points. 40 is the over-under. That could get tricky. I'd probably go with the over. But I like the Rams at home. This is a must-win game for you guys. You guys are Super Bowl defending champions. No reason for you guys to lose to Arizona at home. So I think Matt Stafford's going to have a big game. So I'm going Rams all day in this matchup. And then we got the LA Chargers versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are 7-point favorites. I'm going 49ers at home. Coming off a bye week. They're 4-4 right now. LA's 5-3. I think this is a big game for both teams. But for Jimmy G, he's got to play his A game. 11 touchdowns, 4 picks. And then you got Deebo Samuel in there with 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey, 3 touchdowns this year. I think, dude, San Francisco continues to add pieces, man. And really, they're gearing up for the playoffs, and I cannot wait because I just think, can San Francisco win a Super Bowl? It's going to be a long shot because do I trust Jimmy G? I don't know. To me, I don't right now. I don't trust them to win a Super Bowl. But on the flip side, the 49ers have a legit defense. They really do. A great pass rush with Bosa. So I think, plus McCaffrey, dude, they're just balling, man. They really are. And the Chargers, Justin Herbert, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks this year. Austin Eckler, 427 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are out, both star receivers for the Chargers. That's a huge loss. Right there, that tells me I'm going 49ers no matter what. So I'm going 49ers. I think Deebo, McCaffrey have a big game. I want to see Jimmy G play a good game. So I like San Francisco at home with 7 points on Saturday night. That's going to be a classic, but I like the 49ers all day. And then we got the Monday Night Football game, the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly's 8-0 right now. They're 11-point favorites. Look, I mean, obviously, I have to go Philly, dude. They're the best team in the NFL for a reason. They're 8-0. And it starts with Jalen Hurts. 12 touchdowns, only 2 picks this year, dude. I mean, Jalen Hurts, nobody's talking about Jalen Hurts. That's what I'm, mind blown about. It's like, how are they not saying Jalen Hurts' name right now? How's he not an MVP candidate right now? I don't understand, dude. It's all political, though. But at the end of the day, Philly's the real deal. Miles Sanders, 656 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. A.J. Brown, over 700 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. A baller, dude. Straight baller. So I think it's all day Philly here. 43.5 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the over. But, for on the flip side with Washington, Taylor Heineke, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. I just think overall, I'm going Philly. Dude, they're 8-0. They're at home, coming off a bye week. 11-point favorites. I'll take that. And if you guys are scared of the 11 points, go money line. You won't get as good odds. But I'm still going Philly. I'll take the 8 all day. I really will. But I think what Jalen Hurts is going to do in Philly is something special. It really is. So that's my pick. But another 3-game parlay. I like the Cowboys. I really do. But the 2-game parlay, definitely 49ers and Rams. I like them to win. I really do. I believe in them. But back to my Indianapolis Colts, it's just like, with Jeff Saturday coming in, this is huge, dude. This is this is great. I think this is great. And a lot of people are like, we don't know about it. Like, this could be terrible. Yeah, it could be terrible. Absolutely. He could fail. But, I'm looking at the positive side and saying, you know what? He's experienced. He has great IQ. So I can't wait, man. I'm going Colts. First-time head coach for Jeff Saturday in the NFL. This is going to be epic, man. It's going to be awesome. I just hope they're not trash. So I cannot wait. And I like Tom Brady and the Bucs in Germany. Let's go. It's NFL Week 10. It's the Cloud with Cow Show. Let's go!